time to level up. Today we will cover LCM and HCF. In today's lesson, we will learn what LCM is. Next, we shall practice the types of questions asked in the 11 plus exams. Then we will have a short quiz to test ourselves. As discussed, let's begin learning what is LCM. Let us start with what multiple is. Multiples mean times table of numbers. For example, multiples of 2 are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Why? Because 2 is 2 times 1, 4 is 2 times 2, 6 is 2 times 3, and so on. While multiples of 8 are 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. Because 8 is 8 times 1, 16 is 8 times 2, 24 is 8 times 3, and so on. This is what we mean by multiples. Now let us understand what factor is. A factor is that number that exactly divides into the other number without leaving a remainder. Suppose we have the number 8, then the factors of 8 are 1, 2, 4, and 8. Do these numbers divide 8 exactly? Yes. Similarly, the factors of 36 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 12, 18, and 36. Do these numbers divide 36 exactly? Yes, absolutely. Now we know what factors are. The next topic that we need to understand is prime factorization. When we represent numbers as a product of prime factors, then they call this as prime factorization. For example, the prime factorization of 16 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Notice that when we multiply the factors, we get 16, while each of the factors here, 2, are prime numbers. That is why we call this prime factorization. While the prime factorization of 24 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. Let us now try to understand what LCM is. A common multiple is a number that is a shared multiple of 2 or more numbers, while LCM of 2 or more numbers is the lowest common multiple of the given numbers. For example, we take the LCM of numbers 6 and 4. We get that as 12, while the LCM of the numbers 3 and 4 is also 12. Now that we know what LCM is, let us learn how to calculate it. LCM by long method. Let's understand this with the help of an example, that is, taking the LCM of 4 and 6. Step number 1 indicates that we must list the multiples of the given numbers. So we write down the multiples of the first number, that is 4. Upon doing so, we get the list as 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, and the list goes on. Likewise, we note down the multiples of the number 6. Upon doing so, we get the numbers as 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, and so on. Now, step number 2 tells us to underline the common multiples. Which are the common multiples here? Yes, you guessed that right. We have 12 in both of them and the number 24. Step 3 tells us that the lowest one is the lowest common multiple. Between 12 and 24, we see that 12 is the lower number. Hence, the LCM of 4 and 6 is the number 12. LCM by L method. Step 1, we need to find a prime factor of at least one of the given numbers. Step 2, if the prime factor in step 1 is a factor of any of the given numbers, then divide them by the factor and write the quotient below. Step 3, if the prime factor in step 1 is not a factor of any of the given numbers, then write the numbers in the row below as it is. Continue the steps until all co-prime numbers are left in the last row. That is, two numbers are said to be co-prime if they share no common factors other than 1. That seems to be a little complicated. Don't worry, it is not as complicated as it sounds. An example, therefore, should make it easier to understand. Example 1. Find the LCM of 12, 54, and 9. Let us first write down the numbers for which we wish to find the LCM, that is 12, 54, and 9. Then draw a L shape around the numbers. After this, we need to find a prime factor that is common to these numbers. The number 3 goes into each of the numbers. So let us write 3 on the left side of the L shape. Now below each number, we write the quotients that you would get after dividing each of them by 3. So 12 divided by 3 gives us 4, hence we write 4. Next, 54 divided by 3 is 18, and lastly, 9 divided by 3 gives us 3. Cool! Now we just have to repeat this procedure till all the numbers have no common factors between them. Now, let us draw our L shape again around 4, 18 and 3. 2 goes into 4 and 18 both, so let's write 2 on the left side of the L shape. 4 divided by 2 is 2, so we write 2. Next, 18 divided by 2 is 9, so we write 9. Now 2 does not go into 3, therefore we write 3 as it is. Again, we will draw the L shape and find a prime factor which goes into 2, 9 and 3. 3 goes into 9 and 3 both, so 3 is our next prime factor. Let's divide again. Now, 3 does not go into 2, so let us write 2 as it is. Next, 3 goes into 9 3 times, so we can write 3 over there. Next, 3 divided by 3 gives 1, so let us write 1. Observe that we cannot find any common factors for 2, 3 and 1. So the LCM is the product of each of the numbers going around the L shape as shown in this manner. So the LCM of 12, 54 and 9 is the product of 3, 2, 3, 2, 3 and 1. That gives us the answer as 108. Was it that difficult? Now we are fully equipped to solve questions on LCM. Let's begin. Question 1. What is the least common multiple of 6 and 9? Let us write the multiples of number 6 first. They are 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42. While the multiples of the other number 9 are in this manner. They are 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54. If we mark the lowest common multiple, we get that as 18. So, the LCM of 6 and 9 is 18. Let's verify this using the L-shape method. First, we write down 6 and 9 in a row and draw a L shape around it. The common factor for 6 and 9 should be 3. So, let's write 3 as the common factor. 6 divided by 3 gives us 2. So, we write 2 below 6 and 3 below 9. Observe that 2 and 3 have no common factors other than 1, so we cannot go further. Thus, the LCM is the product of the factors going around the L shape, that is 3 times 2 times 3 again. Why? I reiterate that there are no common factors between 2 and 3 anymore. Now, when we've tried to find the LCM, we have 3 times 2 times 3, giving the LCM as 18. Nice! We've got the same answer using both methods. Question 2. Find the LCM of 8, 15 and 24. We will solve this question using the L-shape method. So let's write the first row, that is 8, 15 and 24. Next, we draw a L around these numbers. 2 goes into 8 and 24, so 2 is one of the common factors. When we try to write the quotients for 2, we get 4, 15 and 12. Let's draw our L again. Now since 2 goes into 4 and 12, we can write the next common factor as 2. The quotients below each number are going to be 2, 15 and 6. The next common factor is 2 because 2 goes into 2 and 6. So upon writing the quotients, we get 1, 15 and 3. Let's make the L shape again. Next, 3 is the common factor between 15 and 3. So we write 3 and get the quotients as 1, 5 and 1. Upon observation, we see that there are no more common factors between the given numbers that we have. The LCM is going to be the product of the factors around the L shape. Thus, we get the LCM as 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 1 times 5 times 1. That is equal to the number 120. Thus, the LCM of these three numbers is 120. Question 3. Claire and Ben go for a jog every 5 weeks and 7 weeks respectively. If they start jogging on the same day, after how many weeks will they jog together again? We need to find after how many weeks will they jog again. To do that, first, note that Claire and Ben go for a jog every 5 and 7 weeks. That means they go in multiples of 5 and 7, and they will meet whenever 5 and 7 have a common multiple. Thus, the answer should be LCM of 5 and 7. Let's calculate that. First, we write down the multiples of the first number, that is 5. Upon doing so, we get the multiples as 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and the list goes on. Next, we write down the multiples of the next number that we have, which is 7. Upon doing so, we get the list as 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, and the list goes on. The first and the lowest common multiple happens to be the number 35 in both the cases. This tells us that Claire and Ben will meet again after 35 weeks. Great! It's time for our next question. Question 4. A hen lays eggs every 15 days. If the last time the hen laid eggs was on a Monday, after how many days will the hen lay eggs on a Monday again? Let's solve this together. We need to find after how many days will the hen lay eggs on Monday again. And also, we know that the hen lays the eggs every 15 days, that is, in multiples of 15, while we know that the Monday appears once every week. So, we know that since it is appearing once every week, that means it appears once every 7 days. So, the answer should be the LCM of numbers 7 and 15. Let us calculate it using the L method. The first row is going to be 7 and 15. We draw our L shape around it. Let us try to find the quotients for the prime factor 7. We get 1 and 15 as the next row, which is written over here. Next, are there any common factors of 1 and 15? No. So, we'll have to stop since there are no common factors between the numbers 1 and 15. Therefore, the LCM is going to be the product of the numbers around the L shape, that is 7 times 1 multiplied with 15. That gives us the answer as 105. So, the hen lays eggs on Monday again after 105 days. Good job with this one. Question 5. In a church, there are 3 bells A, B, and C. Bell A rings every 20 minutes. Bell B rings every 30 minutes and bell C rings every 40 minutes. If the 3 bells ring at 12 midnight, at what time do they ring together again? From our previous problems, we know that this should be a LCM problem, and we must find the LCM of the given numbers, that is 20, 30, and 40 to find the required time. Let's write down the first row of the L shape. So we write 20, 30, 40. Now we draw our L shape around the numbers. Since 2 goes into 20, 30, and 40, therefore the first factor is 2. We get the next row as 10, 15, and 20. Again, we make the L shape. Note that 5 goes into each of the numbers, so the next factor is 5. We get the next row as 2, 3, and 4. The numbers in the next row are received. Now, let's see if they have a factor. Well, that factor is going to be 2. So after making the L shape, we write the factor 2 and we write the next row as 1, 3, and 2. Do we have any other common factors? No. Thus, we stop the calculation. Now, as we are familiar, we find the LCM by taking the product. So we get 2 times 5 times 2 times 1 times 3 times 2. Upon multiplying, we get the answer as 120 minutes. Now we know that 120 minutes represents 2 hours. Since the bells rung together at 12 midnight, the next time they're going to ring together again at 2 a.m. Hence, that's our answer because 12 plus 2 gets us the answer as 2 a.m. Nicely solved, everyone. It's time to test ourselves. Try to do this question without help. Fred is buying disposable knives and forks for a party. Knives come in packs of 9 and forks in packs of 7. If Fred wants to have the same number of knives and forks, what is the smallest total number of forks he can purchase? Pause the video and try to solve it. Press play when you're ready with the answer. Could you find the smallest number of forks that Fred needs to buy? The answer is 63 forks. Well done! We have completed the chapter on LCM. Next time we shall begin with the chapter on HCF. Till then, bye!
If you like this video, please make sure you click the like button, and if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please do it right away. To access the full 11 plus Algebra Beginner Word Problems video course, please visit the link provided in the description below. You can avail an additional 30% off on this course by using the coupon code YouTube30 during checkout.